Yes, welcome back. Welcome back. Fire Zone Show going live as we like to do with these film watches. Gonna do another one here, staying on the linebacker position. If you've tuned in or gone back and watched the previous ones, you've seen Devin Lloyd, you've seen N'Kobe Dean, and Denard and I talked about doing another one on Dean, and then we were like, hey, maybe we should just look at some other backers, like stay at the position, but just look at some of the other guys, coming out in the draft, and just try to get a feel for the different flavors at that position coming out. Because quiet is kept, it's something that the Ravens might be looking at. So before we jump into this film, just say what's up to my man Denard Melton. How you doing, man?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm doing pretty good. I wish this weather would decide what month we're in, but other than that, it can't be too bad.
No, I mean it was close to, or might have hit 70 on Wednesday, and
I
it was
had the I had the
today.
yeah, I had the sunroof open on the car driving around. Like that's
You- you got sun?
I just it wasn't by choice.
I'm not even going front. I don't care. Hey, look, ain't no shame in my. We got the minivan, we got
Uh,
the Highlander SUV. We straight Toyota over here, but I got kids, and they got all kinds of stuff with their sports and other activities, and then their friends. You can drive them around. I mean, obviously we didn't do as much of that during the pandemic, but before, man, I had carloads of kids almost every other weekend going here, going there. So, nah, I ain't got no sunroof like you, though.
but here let me clarify here. I have a Honda Cross, like the SUV slash sedan looking thing. So it is of a SUV wagon with two car seats in the back of it. It just happened to have all the bells and whistles that came along with it.
Hey, ain't no shame in it. We ain't checking your pockets here. I mean, you doing whatever you doing. It is what it is.
I didn't.
Hey, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Next time y'all out and about, you see Denard, make sure you get his autograph. That's all.
Wow.
Get him sign something for
We don't need it. That's a little bit aggressive.
Yeah, we still in the pandemic. We still in the pandemic. Let's be safe. Um, okay, so we're gonna jump in because I told you before we hit go live, I'm not gonna do the whole big setup with the background on the guys. I might try to sprinkle some background in as we watch film, but we're gonna jump right in. So we're gonna be looking at two guys on Penn State's defense. We're looking at linebacker Brandon Smith. He's number 12, got the big yellow arrow pointing at him right there. We're also gonna take a look at Jesse Luketa, number 40, who played DN for them this year, DN outside backer, however you want to term it in their defense. But he did play off the ball in 2020. So we're going to try to get two games in tonight. We're going to try to get this game in, and then we'll go back and look at one of those 2020 games so we can get a look at Luketa off the ball as well. So let's rock and roll.
Yes, sir.
Keep in mind, Brandon Smith, number 12, Luketa, number 40, that arrow. I think we've mentioned this on some of the other ones that we did. Sometimes not pointing at the right guy, but most of the time it is. You can see Lugetta rushing off the right side over the right tackle there, and Brandon Smith off the ball inside. You can see just his body. He's a lean looking cat,
Yeah. Doesn't like contact per se. That seems like an odd way to attack a center coming at.
Ooh.
Now we hitting.
Try to get a little.
We got to stand up out like the hand swipe. Yeah.
It's about on Luketa. Yeah.
Yeah.
Luketa can do some things.
Yeah. Yes.
He can do
Now
that.
I can see him in a 3 guy being maybe the specialist in terms of pass rush dude, like almost like a Von Miller type.
Yeah.
Like you're not asking him to set the edge a ton of times.
Let me ask you about Brandon Smith over here, number 12. I mean, I'm not sure if he's
He's just not very physical with his hands.
kind of
It seems like an epidemic in college football and linebackers. Like they chop your arms off before you get to practice and you don't use them.
Yeah, I've watched Luketa a little bit. I've not really seen much of Smith. Just kind of did some background reading on him. I didn't know that he looked this lean. I think they list him at like 6'2", 6'3", like 230, 240, something like that.
Yeah.
So if he's 240, he carries it well.
He's good athletic build.
Yeah.
I mean, just in that play, I feel like he's over analyzing. He's like thinking too much.
Like a safety.
Yeah. I mean, here we were just talking about TJ, who just got re-signed by the Ravens.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a guy that knows a star role if that's what's coming with the new coordinator. I mean, that's the type of Brandon Smith, that body type that he's carrying fits that role to a T.
Yeah. And you can see there, I mean, that throw might, that might have just been on the quarterback, but he does have to get it up over Brandon Smith and back down. And that length, that height, that length, it might force you to be off a little bit on throws like that.
He understands pass drops. He understands getting into the lane. He's not drifting. He doesn't even use his hands.
Yeah, he likes to slip those blocks, doesn't he?
Which is probably why the criticism's been there.
Ball doesn't come his way, but you can see what he was trying to do.
Yeah, they're gonna come back to that. That running back might hit his head on the goalpost.
Yeah, you've told me before, like if you're a linebacker and you're inside, if you're gonna now, obviously the running back didn't get the ball here, but you've told me if you're gonna slip that block, you got to make that play. You got to make it.
Oh my goodness, you better make it. And I'm still probably going to yell at you. Unless you're consistently making that on a regular basis. You see what I mean? He's everything is an overthink.
Yeah, you can even just watch his helmet.
Yeah. I see it. I wait. Why?
Yeah.
It's just everything is an over. He really needs to be stripped down. Everything he did in high school, all that film watching has slowed him down immensely. And I think if you can clear his mind and say, just get away from football, like don't watch anything for like 2 months, 3 months, you might. Like he just needs to stop thinking about football for a minute.
And to your point, for those who maybe haven't heard the story, one of the articles I was reading, doing some background on him, when he was in high school, we used to stay up pretty late. He said sometimes it'd be like 3 a.m. on a Saturday, waiting for game film to upload, from like a Friday game, because he wanted to watch it. He wanted to study it. And then he'd turn around and watch it again at like 8 a.m. with the rest of the team. And then he started doing that with his dad. And they just started watching a ton of film together. So he, by all accounts, was a big time film rat. Even his high school coach, who Will Patrick, he said the same thing. Yeah, this guy was always in here studying film.
Yeah, and it's not a knock, but sometimes when you see things too much, then you just you slow yourself down. It's like
There's another slip.
too much being used, but you don't need to use all of it. You need to free up some space on your hard drive so it runs smoother.
Look at Luketa, that little loop, little knife stunt action coming in.
Oh, that was designed, all bits of it.
Yep. Now, see, he hasn't gotten burned by slipping these blocks yet because other guys been making the plays.
I haven't seen him yet go over a block. Now you're chasing. So who's number 13?
13. Let me look him up. I'll let it play. I'll look him up and let you know who he is. And you can keep kind of commenting on what you see.
He keeps flashing.
They got some athletes now. All you know, Penn State. That's what they recruit.
13's flashing for me a lot.
That's what they recruit up there, especially since James Franklin has been the head coach. They get a bunch of athletic dudes up there every year on defense and offense. So 13, my man, who are we talking about? Ellis Brooks, redshirt senior linebacker from Mechanicsville, VA, Benedictine College Prep.
I like him.
So, you know, he's got some years under his belt, the redshirt senior.
Mm-hmm.
He's seen some things.
I have noticed that Penn State has an issue with getting lined up. Like they get their call, like doesn't help against Ohio State.
No, they you know, we talked about athletes. They they got their share of athletes too over there. And their wide receivers this year were ridiculous. Wilson, Olave, Smith and Jigba, Marvin Harrison Jr. I mean, they just had dudes all over the place at wide receiver.
So remember that clip we watched back during the season with the Colts when the linebackers all moved together at the same time?
Yeah, I remember that. There you go. Look at that. A little bit of hand usage there by Brandon.
Yeah.
He can't really get off the block still, but guy's holding on to his leg down there.
Yeah. Yes.
But yeah, I remember that clip.
Yeah, it was on that boot, like.
Yeah, that's a tackle.
Yeah, well, that's going to happen. But if you use your hands earlier, that doesn't happen. Kind of does some things. But what I was saying was in a couple of plays before that, they did the bootleg Ohio State and they got the big play. Like he saw the and number 13 saw it at the same time. And instead of redirecting, he just kept going. And it's just like, once again, just overthinking.
I like this. Pretty patient in his own drop.
Yep.
He doesn't go flying out there to the flat or anything when the QB starts to roll out. He just sits back.
He's very good in pass coverage. I'm no question he understands everything about zones.
And you expect the Ravens defense to play some more zone this year, don't you? With McDonald coming in.
I do. I expect them to be like how Ed Reed was talking about. And what I talked about earlier in the season, the Ravens need to have a basic defense that in any situation that everyone knows like the back of their hand. And if a call doesn't come in, all I got to hear is base 2 and everybody exactly what we're doing. And I think we'll see more of that. And I think it will help the defense not see so much no huddle.
There you go. First tackle we get to see him make.
Good reaction.
Okay, mixing it up there. No, it's real.
Just use your hands. Just
It's real in them training.
everything. Yeah, everything's good. Everything else is good. He runs his feet. He diagnoses things. If you just use your hands.
Can you correct that? Can you get a guy to use his hands now?
It's hard because it's got to be natural. It's a natural, like it's almost, you got to, this has to be natural. When you come out of your identify to play, your hands have to be in a position where they can fire out, just like an O lineman, like hands tight, being able to fire out and get your hands engaged. So now you can control the lineman where you want to go. Like, you don't always have to shed the lineman. You have to do all those things. You can literally put the lineman in the hole. And job.
Now, we're not watching 17 tonight, but he's coming out in this draft too. Ebiketie, he got a little juice with him in the pass rush. He got a little juice too. So all those dudes are coming out. Ebiketie, Luketa, and Brandon Smith. And they got a safety back there, Jaquan Brisker.
Yeah, he's been, yeah, he's pretty good too.
Yeah, he's another dude back there. So yeah, they got it going on. And that's just on defense. You know, they got a wide receiver coming out. So yeah, they're doing some things back there.
please, I know this is a little bit off topic, but please tell me how you're gonna let him leave.
Who?
Kurt Franklin.
Oh, yeah. I don't know, man.
Like, seriously.
I can't call it. Yeah, they got a little bit of this stunt action too. Probably not as much as you were seeing with Georgia, but they like to do.
They like to do it on. Yeah, they do.
More situational. I mean, Georgia's probably situational too, but there's some kind of action coming on almost every. Oh, we got a.
Are we making plays?
Who's that? 25. Who got that? I need to look up Jaquan Brisker's number too, just so I know. Oh, somebody ripped it out of there.
This is my playmaker. Oh, he made the play too? Oh, he made his own.
25?
Okay. Yeah.
Nice. Nice. Daquan Hardy, corner.
There we go.
Okay, all right.
All right. Better.
Here we go.
See.
Now, see, you and I have talked about this before. It seems like there's certain guys at linebacker against gap scheme. When they see pullers, it's just like they know it better. They react to it. The reactions are quicker. Where they get to is, more consistent. How they play it is more consistent. It's something about that. Like,
it's very clean. It's easy. You can see it. It's down block, down block. That tells you everything to go scrape. Everything in your linebacker brain, scrape that. There's nothing else going on. The zone game has thrown every linebacker for a loop. You really have to pay attention to your keys, and if you're not teaching those basics, it's going to be a long afternoon.
Yeah, this is a tough asker right here. That's Jackson Smith and Jigba. That's a guy who put up like 300 in the Rose Bowl or whatever crazy number he put up.
Yeah, but he's in the area.
Yeah. I mean, it was just about coming out of his pedal, which that ain't really something linebackers are practicing.
But he's very fluid. Very fluid.
Yeah, even coming out of that, it's not like he had a ton of extra steps or anything. He just, he just not going to get out of there like a DB.
That's kind of why I see him in that star type.
Yeah, you can see it. You can see it. Like we'll see when he's at the combine what he's weighing. Penn State's listing him at 240. I don't know if I see 240.
I am 30 ish.
Yeah. I mean, he's
and probably down to 225 by the time the combine starts.
Especially he's trying to run fast too, probably.
So us having this conversation about Mr. Smith and got me thinking. With the new defensive coordinator and the way he does things, are we looking at different type of body types and players that we have not seen here with the Ravens?
Well, remember, I told you when I was charting their defense, and I'm still working on that project. It's super slow, but I did get through the Nebraska game. And I remember, telling you that one of the things I do is I chart all the personnel too. So you got to look up everybody. And now, we know what schools list guys at is not always what they play at. Well, a lot of times it's different. But so many of those guys, whether it's at the linebacker level and then even at the DB level, 220, 225, 230, 220, like all of them in that same range. I think their Mike Backer might have been listed at 240, but almost everybody else, the Wills, the Sams, all these guys, 220-ish.
Mm-hmm.
So, look, in college, hey, he showed up as the defensive coordinator, last year. So it's not like he was there years before recruiting these guys. So he had to, roll with what he had.
Right.
But he still had say-so over who got on the field.
Correct.
He wanted a bunch of those body types on the field. Dudes who could run. That's what it came down.
Flyers. Just, and you notice the uptick because Michigan's defenses before that were slow, which is why Ohio State would just blow the doors off of them year after year after year. They're just slow. They're slow in the secondary. They're slow in the linebackers. Does that remind you of somebody? I don't know.
Yeah.
We watch them all the time. They're just slow. But like you said, he speed. So that's fast. Does that change how the Ravens look at this draft in terms of who they bring in?
And that's really been the trend in the NFL for a number of years, right? On defense at the linebacker level. You could look at a lot of different levels, but particularly at the linebacker level with so much passing game, those guys have been getting lighter and lighter for years now. I remember we might have been back preseason or something. We were messing around talking about something, and I found this old picture of Levon Kirkland, old Steelers linebacker.
Right.
That dude was 270.
Yes, 270.
Playing off the ball linebacker. You're not gonna see types like that anymore. You barely see guys in the 250 range anymore. Like Ray was in the 250s, and you barely see guys in 250 range.
Yes,
it's just a different game in terms of the kind of athleticism you need to play. And I think that's why what the Ravens did on offense, and they're not the only ones that did it. Patriots started doing it more too. Heavier sets, tight ends, fullbacks, gap scheme, downhills. Hey, you want to get all these little dudes in here? Not a little bit smaller, lighter guys. Then at them.
I think Mr. Smith is getting a talk.
Yeah. What do you think it went back to? Was there something I missed? Was it a specific thing that you?
No, maybe he got hurt. I don't know. He's just not in the game right now. 45 has been in the game for excuse me. I think for the last series and a half.
Yeah, and I think he should be back because one of the things I do with these two is I look up the snap count. That's one of the things I do actually respect about PFF. I'm not crazy about the grades, but I do think that when they chart snap counts and stuff, that's pretty accurate. So I think he had 65 in this game, So he should be back at some point.
So that alarms me how many snaps Ohio State had.
A lot of snaps. But look, and you go through and you look at their snaps, man, college is just crazy. Like their first game of the season was against Wisconsin. He played 85 snaps in that game.
What?
Yeah, college is just crazy like that.
That's unnecessary snaps.
He had 3 games last year where he played 80, couple with and 4 with 70 or more. So
man, I mean, I think the most snaps I played in college was like 95.
Olave. I think that was Olave, number 2.
And that hurt for the entire week.
And I think that might have been was that my guy? Number 1. Was that Brisker? Check his number. I haven't gotten into the safeties yet.
Oh, who got spun?
I'm checking. His number 1. Let me see who number 1 is.
But the corner is really bad too.
Brisker, number 1.
The corner is not helping at all.
Yeah, there's not. Well, I don't know what he's doing there.
Woof, woof.
You can see a little bit of
he knew he was wrong right there.
Like, yeah, you kind of watch him at the end look like, hey, man. Looking at him like, what you doing over there?
Okay, we talked about that all week. Yeah. That is exactly what that look was.
Speed a little bit. Can he get? Oh, okay.
Oh.
He pretty. I got there too. He walked JSN. I just go with JSN because Jackson Smith and Zigba. It's tough to say.
I mean, they start together.
I like that. I mean, he was going to get him either way. If not, he's going to get him. You see where he starts, and then he turns on. Okay, yeah.
I'm not sure why number 11 didn't keep going to the pylon.
Yeah,
he'll learn.
He's going to be
like he need to go ahead and just keep going that way, like get to the other hash.
Yeah, there probably aren't many linebackers. I mean, even if he's in the 230s, if you can catch a little dude like that, you moving. He might run in the 4.6s, maybe lower than that.
He might get under 4.6.
He can go when he opens it up because he's got those long strides, so he can really open it up. There you go. He tried to go up under that again.
I'll see it from the other side. He might be. I saw someone flash. They never got set. The DN went too far inside. It's 78 does a good job of rerouting him.
Gotta use those hands, young man.
Just like I'm surprised. I'm a little surprised being at Penn State that this wasn't corrected at some point, but
well, it makes you wonder because you're right. People know they've got a tradition of linebackers up there, and you got to imagine, this is being coached, and he's coming out with a year eligibility left. And look, that's not unusual. We see underclassmen come out all the time, but a lot of times those guys have put up numbers, right? They've produced. So it's like, all right, yeah, I'm getting up out of here because I've done I've done numbers. He not as much. I'm not saying his numbers are bad, but it's not like blow your mind kind of thing where you're like, oh yeah, I see where he's coming out. So it almost makes you wonder that point that you raised about kind of being surprised that maybe this wasn't coached. Maybe it's a little disconnect there, and he's like, well, hey, peace.
I 100% on that side, but if you I guess who gave you the evaluation? That'd be my first question.
Yeah, well, I don't know the name of that committee, but they get that feedback on
right. So obviously there's they see his raw athletic ability. I see it as well. Maybe they don't see him as linebacker, which
there you go.
they see him more.
If you're a junior like him, right, and you got an
Yeah.
opportunity to come back the next year and improve, get better, increase your draft stock, all of that, you probably don't come out this year unless you got some pretty good feedback. Like they said, I don't know, 3rd round or higher.
Yeah.
Probably no later than that.
No.
Whether he
Yeah.
goes there or not, I don't know. I'm just saying the feedback, you would think you wouldn't declare early unless they told you you're going to be in the top 3 rounds. I don't think.
That's true. But he
4th round.
Yeah. And maybe he felt like at Penn State he would get any better in his mind.
Could be
and then rather go into transfer portal and take that risk, he said, I'm going to take the risk with myself going to the league.
Yeah, he must have got. And then, sometimes that feedback too, he it depends on how it goes. And this is the part that we don't know. The committee might not have given him that high of a round projection. They might not have said 3rd. They might have said 4th or something like that. But if you get agents or people telling you, hey, I know that's what the committee said, but they're always like a round too high. They're just conservative. I think you're going to go higher than that. Or they're around too low. Let me get it right. They're allowed, because I've heard that. I've heard guys say, agent, the committee told them one thing, and then an agent said, yeah, they're just conservative. You're gonna go higher than that. Don't get caught up in that. So you never know who's talking to people and what they're believing and what they're not believing.
Right.
Okay, he's gone. Oh no, one's gonna get him. Oh, that guy, he can roll too, because 32 is
Cut down that angle in a hurry.
Yeah. So where's one? One's top of the screen. All right.
Top of the screen. That's a hard angle. That's good.
Ooh.
That's good.
That's Brisker. We saw him on that touchdown. That's him again. He can roll.
But our linebacker friend is all types of lost.
Yeah. What was he looking at? Something out there? Yeah. Why? Yeah.
Like where
they got the little screen action, but it wasn't even.
That's not his job.
Yeah.
Your job is in the box. And the linemen are taking you that way. The center stepping your way, go.
He's going with the quarterback.
Trying to make a hero play.
Yeah, he just took himself right out of. If he sits in there, he's there.
Well, they weren't expecting him to. Remember all those plays we said he on? They finally decided, let's give it to the running back.
Yeah, you said
he really left the door open.
You said that. I keep going back. If people wonder why I keep going back to this, watch the field judge over here. Watch my man on the sideline.
Get after it.
Go.
Pick him up, put him down.
Yeah, he had about a 20-yard head start, but he was he's picking him up. See, this could be the role. This gives you a glimpse right now. We've seen him line up here a couple times. He'll walk out, right? That could be the role.
He's very good in space. He seems like he'll come up and hit. I mean, you wouldn't be starting in the middle of Penn State defense. You couldn't.
But we just got this issue with how we take on blocks. See, there you go, right there. I mean, he'll stick his
come get it. And he but example, if he did backer and just there's no thinking. He saw ball, he went and got ball.
Yeah.
He had no choice because he's on the goal line.
Yeah.
If he can translate that now. Get out.
Yeah, he held in there a little bit. Quarterback probably held him in there. You can see him next to 13. Yeah, he's got to be 6'2" at least. 13 is listed as 6'1". He might be 6'3".
Yeah, I see him more as a safety. That rover type, yes.
Because yeah, here we go. When he's walked out like that, he just looks more comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
But trying to get in there and fit those inside runs, it's
a
different world. So we saw that from Lloyd. Lloyd looked pretty comfortable doing that.
Very comfortable.
Yeah. But different systems. We had different players, different systems.
Mm-hmm.
All that. Got another little gap scheme, I think, on this one. See what he does. No, that's all. I'm sorry. That's split.
Split sound.
I thought I saw a puller. I did not. But okay. He tries to squeeze it.
But he's not where he's supposed to be.
Yeah, and then just look how he takes on.
That's a perfect example. If he's late here, right?
Yeah.
But if he uses his hands,
yeah,
and presses, he's got a shot
to
put that lineman in the hole and squeeze it more. So now 13 can make the play for maybe a 2-yard gain instead of what it probably would end up being, 5-yard gain.
Yeah. And look at the guy's got his arms all jacked, which is interesting too, because he's got length. So he could get in there and press guys and kind of lock them out and then snatch, but this doesn't seem to be his game. Oh, look at Luketa.
what happened on that?
Oh, that thing is they must have finally called it off. I think he didn't hear a whistle or didn't hear it, but let's see.
That
was just incomplete. Yeah.
Why did they go running?
Hey, my man, he finishing in the end zone. He's like, I'm running it. I'm finishing every drill.
I'm like, what are we doing?
I'm finishing every
drill. What are we doing?
80 yards.
You ran all that way for what?
I need to go get a sub on the next play. I need a boost. Okay.
I really like 25 in the nickel in the slot.
Yeah, he's doing some things out there.
Yes.
They're rushing Brandon Smith. He gets a little rush here. He's like we saw him run, but it's like he needs some time like a runway. He's got to build it up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It doesn't look like it's instant. It's like, all right, if I got a little space to open up, yeah, I can run. But in more condensed spaces, it's almost like he's gliding.
Yep.
He might be taller than anybody in their secondary.
Mm-hmm.
That linebacker, tall dude. "23, man, he diving. He been throwing his body all over the place."
That man been playing the whole day.
He gonna put in 80.
He's deceptively long. That's one thing about Penn State's defense. You can see it on tape. Just long. Everybody's just long. Yeah. Long arms.
The kinds of guys they recruit.
They say your arms ain't this long, we don't even talk to you.
It's something I got into like a couple years ago. You hear about it like with offense, like especially with like offensive linemen, offensive tackles and stuff like that. But I think it's important on defense, man. If you got guys with length on defense, because you see it in how guys can strike and get guys off their body, kind of press them and lock them out. But even if you play a lot of zone, guys who've got those kind of wingspans,
Yes.
it's hard to find
Yes.
places to fit the ball in because they got all of this wingspan out there. 16, he getting up in there. Bang. So it's interesting. It's almost like he's not in some of these fits. I don't know if that's because of him, like him not being where he's supposed to be, or if that's by design. Like he's not designed to be in the fit.
He's a little bit of an enigma.
I think some of these, like where he's at now, I mean, he's a little bit more like C gap, D gap kind of player. He's not in like the interior fit. And then you'll see play like that, like this one we're going to see now, where he's a little bit more inside. So you can see they kind of used him in that way a little bit, not kind of like completely the way we're talking about, but just moved him around a little bit.
Yeah, he's not physical enough to play inside.
And I know how you feel about that. You can't really make a guy more physical.
It's a mentality.
Yeah.
They're just people who don't look strong, who are just physical individuals. You just know, like, no, I'm not messing with you. I don't care if you. No, I'm just not doing it because you just look like you're strong, and you're just gonna throw me around like I don't deserve to be here. And then there's guys who look like they're jacked but are not very physical.
I don't know if he was going to be able to catch Stroud, but Stroud felt like he was going to get him, so he just stepped out. He looked like he could have turned the corner on him, but he also had 23 waiting down there. There you go, a little something. I don't know if he got real good extension in it. Okay. See, I like this. Bang. Here we go.
Go get some.
Let's do that.
You know what annoys me a little bit? I've paid that really bothers me about him a little bit. Every time he hits someone, he's always fixing his.
He's got to fix something. Might not love that contact. Might not love it. I love it.
Like, why you always gotta fix your helmet? Like, especially Penn State. Like, that's the thing's like suction cup to your head.
I might not love it, but that play, I keep going back to it just because I'm like, this is what I want to see. Bang, do that. Please
do that. Every play.
Yeah. You've got the size, the length. You're an athlete. This dude's off you, man.
Got to learn how to use it.
So see, that shows me it can be done. He can do it, right? Mm-hmm. He's not one of these guys who's like, okay, it's just not there. It's there, but there's some reason that we're not seeing it as often as we should.
I just think he's a little bit of a.
Now, maybe there's something. Do you think there could be something to playing 80 snaps? Could be a factor.
Maybe.
I'm not trying to make excuses. I'm just saying.
No.
Just throwing stuff out.
Yes, the first thing that goes when you play a lot of snaps is your hands, without question.
Yeah, so this was 65 is still a good number, but that 65 was like on the lower end for them. They were typically 70s, 80s. They had a couple games in the 40s, but this was 65, which is still
that's a healthy number.
Yeah,
I don't like the defense. 65, the lights start flashing. 70. The red lip, you start touching the red leavener a little bit, like it just keeps dancing off of it.
Yeah.
And then once you hit 75, it's pretty much a wrap.
one of those people who are like, hey, I can ride on E because I know how much I got left. Like, no, we've gone past that.
We gone past that.
There is nothing left.
We are pushing the vehicle at this point. And everybody's getting tired because we've got a long way to go.
Yeah. Okay. There we go. Little collision in the hole. Bang. Running back dropped that shoulder on him. But he didn't go anywhere.
No, like I said, yes. When he sees the opening and he can go get it.
Oh, look, he can drop it.
Yeah.
Bang. Get up in there. Now keep running your feet.
I think he got hurt on the play.
Yeah, he looked like he got a little thing there.
Oh.
Wrist or hand or something.
Yeah.
He'll be back. Again, we ain't seen 65 yet. So he's gonna be back.
Okay.
I don't think we've watched 65 plays yet, so he gonna be back. So now you get to see Luketa a little bit, I guess, and watch some of these other dudes. That was Luketa there. See, this is why I don't think he can play a D. I don't think he can be in the league. That's not gonna work.
Ain't gonna cut it.
Like you said, stand up in 3-4, outside backer, man.
Yeah.
Put a hand in the dirt, lining up in like a 4-eye. Nah, that's not.
No. I ain't signing up for that one.
Yeah, see, he's back already. There's 12. Yep. He's back out there.
You can't get washed like this, though.
No, the tight end just.
That's not nice.
Especially after what we saw on that one play, like we saw you strike off as a tackle and just throw him off you. What are we doing here? Again, like you said, going in there with your shoulder, not using your hands. Okay, that was 65. I guess that was 65. There you go. All right, so look, let's drop this down, and then we'll get one of these 2020 games of Luketa. So while I'm pulling this up, what do you think? What are your overall thoughts there on Brandon Smith?
I see the potential, and we all know what that P word really like to say it. We, especially as coaches, we're always, am I gonna be the one that turn on? I can be that guy.
I can be. You know, that's what I am. I
can be that guy.
Be the guy. I can do it. Other coaches, I don't know what they was doing, but I can do it.
I can do it. Well, I see that, but then I step back and I look at him as a player, and he'll be very good in pass coverage.
Yeah.
He'd be good as a will linebacker in a 4-3. He'll run, he'll go make plays over the top, maybe bulk up a little bit, and be pretty good at it, probably. I think he may be better suited in the hybrid role in the league. I think he brings a lot of speed and agility and understanding of what zone is and how to play it. He's worth taking a shot. It's just a matter on where you think he fits. It's the 3rd or 4th round. If I don't think he's gonna make it to the 5th. I think he's too athletic for that. I wouldn't be surprised if someone spent a compensatory 3rd on him.
Yeah, it's like you said. You can definitely foresee a coach watching his film and saying, I can do something with that. I can find a fit for that in our team. I'm not going to necessarily ask him to sit up in there and bang his head all 20 plays a game.
And we talked about it before earlier about systems.
All right, so set the stage here. This is 2020, also against Ohio State. So we're staying consistent with the opponent, but we'll see both guys again. But we're going to see Luketa off the ball more. There he is, number 40, and then Smith kind of more in that walked out role that we saw.
Well. which is probably why they were short on the deal earlier. Makes sense.
Run it and see what we got going on here. There you go. Look at him coming downhill.
He's better suited out here in space.
He is, man. I tell you, he's like a safety. He plays like a safety.
Sold. I see why I know why he's leaving. They were going to leave him inside a linebacker. He was like, no.
Nah, I ain't doing that.
I ain't doing that anymore. You got 1 year out of me because y'all was shorthanded. I ain't doing that anymore. I deserve to be in space.
He's like the opposite of Luketa. Luketa said, "No, you want me to go put my hand in the dirt, play DN? Okay, I'll do that." And Brandon is, "Hey, man, we want you to keep lining up inside." Nah, coach.
Nah.
I'm good, coach.
I will play my spot somewhere else.
Yeah. Oh, we'll also get to see our man Adafe in here, 28. So he was back there doing his thing. Penn State. We're not really watching him, but just saying he's out there.
Yeah.
See, now I'm looking. I know this one is to see Luketa off the ball, but now I'm looking at Brandon Smith because I'm like, okay, now he's probably in the position that he's better suited for because Luketa's in there, Parsons is in there,
and
so he can be in kind of that role where he's more comfortable. Yeah, I forgot Michael Parsons out here too.
So he played 1 year out of position. Down on him, and I guarantee you, well, I'm not going to guarantee you, but I know the Raven scouts are very good, and they also have 2020 tape.
yeah, everybody hopefully you got that.
Yeah.
to your
I
point,
mean, they got a up close look because they were with the OA looking at him. Don't question those relationships starting early enough.
Oh, no question. And they probably had to put that together because, like you said, their first look at him was through watching OA in 2020 and previously. So they're seeing Brandon Smith for the first time in that more natural role. And then now they're probably looking this year and they're probably asking themselves, like, why do they got this guy doing this?
He's his already even better than what he was doing in the game we just watched.
Yeah, and like you said, it was when I say why is he doing it? It looks like it was a need thing. They needed him to play in there. So
how about the big fella coming off the sideline to make the play?
Big boy.
That boy was hauling. Got back in his gap.
Yeah, here he comes.
He got in his gap. He did not miss his assignment. I love it. I'm gonna get to my gap.
If I'm gonna come in here late,
I'm still gonna get there,
and I'm gonna make the play. You best believe that. So you think about the athletes that they got on this field right now: Owe, Parsons, Smith, Brisker, Luketa.
and y'all still lose football.
I mean, they had
terrible.
Yeah, I don't know. Is that a coaching thing? I don't know. When you got that many athletes,
make it play. You get off the play.
So here's Luketa inside.
He's definitely more natural inside. You can see. Yeah, he gets line.
Oh, there goes our guy. Come on, let's wrap up out there. We don't need to be seeing this.
No
tackles.
He knows he did wrong. I like it. Oh my!
Justin Fields is back there, the quarterback. Yeah, Justin Fields. That's a different cat back there. And Olave just ran right past the corner. Hold on, I gotta see this. Corner's in off.
Yeah. I don't know why he turned his hips inside. He should have kept his back pedal. Oh, that's why. He got a pump fake.
Yep. Watching the cue. Keep your eyes on your work.
shoot, stop eating.
Yeah. Stay in the airport. Keep your eye on your luggage. At all times.
Yeah.
At all times.
See, he's using his hands outside. So yeah, he just wasn't that. He's just not natural inside. He hates it.
I said, look, you want me to go put my hands on some receivers? Okay, I'll do that.
I can do that too.
These guards? Nah, man.
See, there he is, kind of playing the will linebacker spot right there.
Holding back in. Again, I think he can do that. I think he can hold in and kind of be that late filler. Oh my goodness, who just threw number 53 up out of there? Who's
They just 78. Oh my!
Yeah, came down on him. they pinballed my man up in there, boy. I tell you, them trenches are real. Now you see why Brandon's I ain't trying to be up in there, man.
See, physical to point attack. Now, who got manhandled on the edge besides who's 34? Oh, you can't do that, son.
53, man. I thought he was in the backfield. I'm like, all right, he gonna make this play. Oh no.
Nope.
Oh no.
But what is 34 doing? He does 13.
He started turning. He started turning before the guy was even on him.
53 did 13 in injustice, and then 34 was just everything to be wrong.
So you know who 13 is? That's a boy, Micah Parsons. I believe. Let me double check. I'm pretty sure that's Parsons. The numbers all start to blur together. I can't remember who's who anymore. Pretty sure he was 13.
I thought he was 18.
You might be right. Yeah, he's not 13. No, 18 was Shakatoni.
Oh, okay.
Parsons. Did Parsons have a single digit? What was he? I don't see anyone here. I'm trying to look him up, but then I'm also missing.
Maybe he was out for this game.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna look and see. I'm just curious. I'm not. I mean, he's already in the damn league. Yeah, he was 11. He was 11.
Yeah, I don't think he was playing in this game. I don't see.
My bad. I mean to put that on you, Mike. I'm talking about 13. Blame that on old age. Yeah, you can see Luketa. Yeah, looks comfortable.
Yeah, he's very comfortable inside.
Yeah, he strikes some people now.
Natural linebacker. Look at him. Shoot. Give it here.
Yeah.
But that can be fixed.
Yeah, I mean, at least he's trying.
Well, he's jumping in the air. He's back.
Yeah.
So that's easy. Oh, I like the reaction there. Go get yourself some.
Yeah, he did what he could. You know, it's, like I said, Justin Fields back there. That's a different cat back there.
Man, slipped 16 times and still got the ball out.
Kept his balance, still got the ball on, accurately.
But yet we think he can play in the league. Okay.
Hey, look at that boy. Where he coming from? Where's Smith come from? Yeah, he was on the side of the field. Here it comes.
That's a good hustle.
Yeah. Running to the ball. Hey, what Harb say? Good things happen when you run to the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Get that thing knocked out. You never know. Look at Brisker down there in the box, mixing it up. I got Smith using his hands there a little bit. Here come a little bit.
When you come inside out, I mean outside in,
Yeah.
it's a lot easier to use your hands. No, I'm serious. It's just it's natural.
And you can see Luketa rushing on this one, so you can see they were seeing all of this stuff. You can tell his coach was like, "Well, we can probably move him around here, move him over here, do this and do that."
Don't let coaches sit in a room by themselves for hours. Don't. It's an evil game we all know we should not play.
You see all the potential, what could be,
and then you just become this master magician trying to put it all together.
Yeah, sometimes what is good enough.
Yep.
Instead of what could be.
Like the new coordinator said, simple. What is it? Simple is better. In essence, simpler is better. Easier. Let guys play.
Play faster. I like this by Luketa. Look at him get under this thing. Oh.
Oh.
To me, I like that because you're not trying to slip it per se.
No.
But if you think you can dip and rip up under it like that.
You can do that from the outside. That's okay because you got your outside hand and arm free. Like there ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
But he's got to stop that popping and hopping.
Yeah, he's hopping. It's a lot of popping and standing up, and I wonder if he can see. He's like trying to see.
No, it's a natural. It's a thing that they can't coach out of him right now. Which,
yeah, he likes to hop. Now he did play wide receiver in high school, as well as linebacker. He played linebacker too, but he played wide receiver. He got a little.
You just got to change his stance.
You know what I'm saying? That's like a release, like a wide receiver release, little hop skip.
Mm-hmm. Running routes at practice.
He's probably like, hey man, y'all don't know. Y'all ain't see me in high school, man.
No.
Let me get out here and run some routes. I'll catch some
Friday
balls.
practice is off the hook.
Yeah, man, I'll catch some balls. Put me out here. You need a receiver?
I got you.
He's Cascade guard me.
Man want no parts.
Okay, go take on the center. Use his hands. Here we go. Yeah, that's natural to him. You're right. You can see the difference. He comes very naturally to Luketa.
Just got to change his stance. It'll help him from not popping up. Like just move his stance in like 6 inches. He won't hop anymore.
Something that sounds correctable.
Yes. All the stuff that he does is correctable from the inside. He'll have time. He don't have to study no more. They'll have to go to class.
Yeah, we're good. We got all the time in the world.
Go get in the lab.
It's a nice catch.
Somebody just need to go ahead and create a linebacker. What they're doing for those tight ends and everything.
Oh yeah,
like just
tight end university. The linebacker you
line, please. Basic you linebacker 101. Like let's get this back together. I'll run it.
He's got to be doing it right because they got the pass rushers do it, the offensive linemen do it. Now the tight ends did it last year. He's got to be doing it for the DB's been doing it. You got to have something for the backers, right?
Whew, we need help. We need help. we need back to basic training. Use our hands.
The lack of using hands is a panoramic right now. It's a panoramic.
Panoramic. Good Lord.
As folks, I do know the correct word is epidemic. I'm just messing around. It's a panoramic out here.
Why are we going down to make that play? You are a linebacker. Go hit that dude in the mouth. And you go, oh, shucks.
Yeah, gotta clap. Gotta clap.
Yes.
Yeah. Boom. Look at
Oh,
my man.
yes.
Man coming downhill.
And somehow we decided that this should be a defensive end the next year.
And to your point, look at this. No popping, no hopping, no popping.
Nope.
No hopping.
Picking
No
them up, putting them down.
boom. I think Brandon Smith, I think he's out of the game now. I hadn't seen him a couple plays. I see there. You see, that might be the one thing. Like he can come downhill. You might be able to turn the corner on him a little bit. Maybe.
I think he might have pushed that to the sideline for a couple yard gain. What we got going on? Little split zone, yeah. That's a good job. Up, where you going?
There goes Brandon Smith. He get that sack.
Yep.
Boom. There he is coming in, looking like a DB blitzing off the slot. Go back. I'm trying to see the wide on that. See where I think I went too far back. I did. I went way too far back. 2 plays back. I need to go 1 play back.
Look at him filling right there.
Yeah. See, I didn't even see that play before. But like you said, coming from outside in. Here he comes. Boom.
That's that Bengal blitz. That's that Mike Zimmer blitz.
Yeah. Look at that celebration. He said, telling y'all I'm up out of here next year.
They moved me from this spot. You see what I did?
I am up out of here next year. Chuck them deuces on him. Y'all ain't gonna see me in here.
Mm-mm.
I think 13 was a guy. He must have changed his number. I think he was a guy we were looking at in the 2021 game. What did I say that guy's name? The red shirt senior dude. Ellis Brooks. Yeah, that's him. He's a junior. He wore 13 last year.
He's gonna get drafted.
Yeah, he's solid.
He's that Mike you want next to your athlete. And he'll probably be your Mike for the next 10 years if that's how you roll in your defense.
Okay. So I think, and obviously I want to hear your thoughts, but I think we got some clarity in seeing those guys in 2 different years.
Yes.
How they were used. I think it gave us some more clarity. I mean, I know for me, hey, Luketa, you can clearly see his fit playing inside off the ball. Brandon Smith, like you said, looks more like that star kind of hybrid. Mm-hmm. I don't want to compare them as athletes, but the dude up in Cleveland, 28,
mm-hmm.
or Mosa, different types of athletes. But
that who's the guy that Arizona just drafted a year or 2 ago?
Oh, Zaven Collins or Isaiah Simmons?
Simmons.
Okay. Yeah. I can see that.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, the early days of
Simmons playing safety. Remember, he was playing safety.
We were like, no, stop. That's one of the first things we did.
Yeah, and it's taken Arizona a little while to figure out what he does. But I think they've started to finally kind of lock in on it.
Kind of the old defense that Tony Jefferson and a Honey Badger That role right there, that's the sweet spot.
Yeah. So yeah, I think you've got something. Like you said, it's going to come down to where you want to pull the trigger on it. But I think if you can envision that in your defense, if you either you have it already, or if you don't have it, you're like, hey, I can create it. I can make that.
Yeah.
I can put him in those positions, and I think you've got something with him. But if you're going to try to put him inside at like traditional off the ball linebacker,
No, can't put him in strong safety either. You can sprinkle him in as strong safety and get away with it.
Yeah,
but it can't
be. And if you play a lot of zone, I think you can make it work, because people probably will say, okay, well, look, we see what you're saying about him kind of playing that star role, that hybrid kind of role. But, you think about the guys they put in the slot in the NFL, Devontae Adams, Cooper Kupp. Yeah, man to man, we're not saying he gonna lock up with these dudes man to man. But, you put him in zone and let guys kind of play to their help in their zones and kind of bracket guys and push guys and do all of that.
Yes, get his hands on them at the beginning of the route. That's a 6'5", 6'6" wingspan, getting his hands on a receiver for an extra split second. That's all the difference in the world. And Bowser getting there for a strip sack, and Bowser just missing and the guy going for 25 on a crossing route.
Yeah,
that's the difference.
Yep,
and that's what the Ravens are trying to create.
And we saw what he could do as a blitzer coming off the slot, what he could do kind of driving on, like bubble screens and quick screens from the slot. Because look, if you got a 225, 230-pound dude driving on those, ain't a receiver going to block that if he's coming downhill on a perimeter screen.
No.
Blocking that if you're a wide receiver. Yeah. So could there be some stuff where, he kind of gets, match up, ED on the match up in the slot in certain situations? Sure, that's what the NFL is all about. But if you look kind of like the Rams and how much zone they play, how much match they play, you can maybe do a little something like that. Or here, who else am I thinking about? There's another team. They used to stay in base like all the time, like no matter what they were. Well, Seattle back in the day, LOB day. Now that's LOB.
That's different.
That's a different cat, but because you Bobby Wagner and KJ, you had some different cats.
Right? I am now convinced that they never had like a defensive meeting. They just showed up on Sunday.
Well, like you said, if you've got those couple base calls that everybody knows, then let's just do those. Let's just rock with that.
They didn't even go to practice. They just showed up on Sundays like base 3, ready.
Let's rock with that. Hey, we got a little taste of it with the tail end of Earl Thomas, so we got a little. But yeah, no, this has been a fun one, because I had only seen a little bit of Luketa, and it was from watching Owe last year, and I kept I had to look up like who's 40. He's kind of coming downhill a little bit. But that was really, what I had seen. And I really hadn't looked at Brandon Smith at all. But I was hearing the stuff about, hey, he's not really working out as an inside backer. Other people were saying exactly what you said. Doesn't really use his hands, doesn't shed blocks. And now I'm like, well, no, that's not his game.
No, his natural position. 2020 is everybody's natural position.
Yeah.
Now,
hey, I feel good about it. Anything else you want to add? I think it's like I don't really know what I'm gonna see. And then the first game, I'm like, I don't really know about that.
No, I will say this. Number 13, I will want him on my football team. And keep your eye on the slot corner.
That's 25, right?
Yes. Keep an eye on him as well.
So 13, Ellis Brooks. He was redshirt senior in 2021, so he should be coming out. And then 25, Daquan Hardy. He was a sophomore, redshirt sophomore last year, so he's probably still got at least another year before he's eligible.
Don't move him out. Do not move him outside. Do not move him outside. Don't do it.
Yeah, because in that slot, he was getting busy in there a little bit. So a lot of athletes on that Penn State defense. So it's always kind of fun to watch that. You're going to see, like you said, a lot of length and a lot of athleticism.
That was fun to watch. That was That was so much length on defense. That's your dream.
Yeah.
Dream,
So
dream, dream.
to your point about Mike McDonald coming in, and you and I have talked about it a little bit. Yeah, I don't think that there's going to be a drastic shift in like the core defensive structure, because he was around back
Mhm.
when they first went to this system. When Wink was on staff, and he was around. So I don't think he's going to stray too far from that. But he'll have his own little spin on it, and then what types of bodies is he looking to use
Mhm.
in the defense? And I think, and then like you said, the biggest thing, we can't say it enough: simplify, simplify, simplify. Um, that's going to be kind of the biggest thing. So I think as we watch these, we're always kind of keeping that in the back of our mind, like, hey, what could it look like if this guy was in the Ravens? How could they use him? What could they do with him? And I think we could see Brandon Smith. Hey, if you've got that kind of star role, you could see him there. And then if you're looking for another inside backer, again, Luketa's another guy. Like, it just depends on where you want to pull the trigger.
Yep.
So
I could see that second and third round if you.
And you can see him immediate impact on special teams.
Immediate.
He's physical. He's aggressive.
And be starting in the middle of defense probably by week 10 if you let him get the reps.
Yeah, because look, we don't know what's going to happen with Bynes. Are they going to bring him back on another 1-year deal? Are they going to bring Fort back on another 1-year deal? Of course, Fort's coming off injury, but I think we both agree, having watched PQ, like, you want somebody in the middle next to him. Let him do what he does.
Yes.
Right? Kind of like what we're seeing with Brandon Smith. PQ off the ball, weak side, let him run, hit. That's his thing all day long.
That's your lane, sir. Please stay there. That's a beautiful lane.
Yeah, that's his lane all day long. And I don't think that there's anything wrong with that. I think there's this people kind of get hung up. So he was supposed to be the mic. He was supposed to, like,
no, he needs to be the playmaker. Go make me plays. That Josh Bynes did his job to solidify the run defense and make sure everybody was in position. Now we need playmakers. Obviously, you need someone to fill in for Josh Bynes eventually.
Yeah.
Man's eventually going to be 85 years old and can't do it anymore.
Can't do it forever.
Can't do it forever. We got to find a new one soon. But I think he can give us another year, at least a half of next year.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what they do. But we saw today, I mean, look, they brought TJ back. You shared that with me first, and you made a good point. You could see a very clear, path for him. And you saw it the little bit that he got to play at the end of the season. Like, I'll just let you say it. I'm not going to keep saying what you said. What did you say when you said, hey, look, I think this is a perfect signing?
I said that he is literally the replacement for CoCap in every sense of the word. He can play the dime linebacker. He can play sub-star role because he's played it before. He can be the up back on be your special teams captain.
Yep.
And give you that leadership that obviously he brought to the last few games that he was playing. There was a different, you felt the vibe on defense that was returning with him. And I think that.
Because with guys going down with injuries and then all the COVID stuff they were dealing with, there were so many different guys coming in and out. It just kind of felt like, I don't know, like it was kind of all over the place. And then he came in, and like you said, there was that sense of like, okay, look, here's what we're doing. Here's what we're doing. Okay.
Big brother came in and said, okay, we're done with the riffraff. I'm back. I had to take a vacation. I'm good. Let's settle down and play football. And I think the secondary, how young, without Chuck Clark, but they were young. And guys just needed to hear it on the field. It's okay. It's okay. That's what he brought. He brought a little more energy. Like,
he definitely brought energy.
There wasn't a guy field where everybody just went to who needed a juice of energy. Mainly on the field very much. And I think you just noticed that the last 6 games of the year. Even with Lamar out, if you had a little more juice coming from the defense, you might have pulled out 1 or 2 of those games.
Yeah, you could tell how excited he was just to be playing football again. You talk
Yeah.
about his energy. I mean, you could see it. He didn't care what it was, whether it was special teams, whether it's
I
defense.
mean, let's go hit something, please.
He just wanted to be out there. And I know I've mentioned it before, and it was a blowout, that second Bengals game. But I just loved the mentality of this comment when, obviously the Bengals were up at one point and they were still throwing deep. And somebody asked him after the game, like, you've been around. You knew how they were trying to set up the question, because they were like, you've been around the NFL a long time. There's kind of unwritten, unspoken things. What did you think about them throwing deep when they were already up by 20 or whatever it was? He was like, I thought it was great. I thought it was a chance for me to go get an interception. Like, if the ball's in the air, he said, that's a chance for us as a secondary to go make a play. So am I like upset or thinking like, oh, why are they throwing? He's like, no, I'm not thinking none of that. I'm thinking, let's go make a play.
Yeah.
So that's the mindset that you want. Right.
Yes.
And I love it. I'm glad that he's back. I'm glad they were able to kind of work something out. And like you also said, they seem to have a better sense. Last year was Wink, but I think you'll probably see it carry over with Mike McDonald too, because he was here before, of how to use him best. Why maybe it didn't happen as much before. Some of that was with Pease, right?
Pease, it was never a good fit, and I think everybody saw that if he was going to stay in the way Pease had him situated and how Pease played defense, and it just wasn't a fit. So I thought we were going to be a little more aggressive, which is probably why Dean Pease ended up leaving. Misuse of personnel, something he does.
Yeah, because he was here in 18. Pease was here. Pease last year was 18 as a DC, and then Wink took over in 19. He was there in 19. He got hurt in that Steelers game, I think.
And you saw a different TJ. He started playing a little bit better before he got hurt.
Yeah.
And everybody was like, that's the one we thought we were getting.
Yeah.
At the beginning of the contract. And then he got hurt. And everybody was like, well, I remember that too, because I was watching that game and was like, was that the second game? Because in the first one he got the pick.
No, I think you know what? I can't remember now. I want to say it was the first one because it was also Bynes' first game. Remember, they had just signed Bynes.
Yeah, it was the fifth game of the season or sixth game of the season. Yeah.
They had seen Peanut and Kenny Young, and they was like, it's over. It's over.
Oh my God.
They were like, this is
oh my God, that Cleveland game.
Yeah. Yeah. So they signed Bynes earlier that week. I think they signed Ford around. I don't remember if Ford was before or after Bynes, but it was right around the same time. And then Bynes played in that game. He got a pick. Remember, he got a pick in that game.
Yeah, he got a pick in the first series.
Yeah. So I think it was that first game, and that was the Mason Rudolph thing too, where was it Earl who knocked him out? Somebody knocked him out.
Yes. It was Earl with the forearm. Everybody said he should be suspended.
Yeah.
Earl was like, I don't care. I got a car wash to go to later.
He laid that boy out. I don't want to make fun of it because at that time it was scary the way he was laying on the field because he was like frozen with his hands up. And I was like, oh man, that dude might be like hurt bad. I know he was concussed, obviously. He got up and was able to.
Absolutely. I'm glad he's okay, but
laid that boy out. And made no apologies for it.
No, he really didn't. No, we should have known then.
We told us everything we needed to know. We needed they never agreed to do these kinds of things, but we needed the in-season Amazon show like we got with the Colts this year. We needed that for the 2019 Ravens just so we could see what was going on.
Oh my goodness.
See what was going on in the locker room and they carry it over into 2020 to the off-season practice where him and Chuck got like just take it right to there.
You don't even have to tell what was going on during the season. Just show me the 2 weeks between the end of the season and the game against the Titans. Will tell you everything you needed to know. What was going on with that ball team?
some of the stuff that's been reported, again, these are reports, so we don't know. It's secondhand stuff. But some of the stuff that's been reported, like he was saying to other people on the defense, was so crazy. He's like, one thing he said, he told the corner, he's like, look, y'all by yourself. I'm blitzing or I'm doing this or I'm doing that. He's like, y'all by yourself on this thing. Like
to this day, I think I even said this to you one day. I was like, why is Earl like? I watched that game against Tennessee. I was like, why is he at the line of scrimmage so much in this game? Like he was there like every 3 plays. I'm just why?
Because he wanted to.
He was too tired. He didn't want to go running around.
Hey, whether the I guess that was Wink 2019. Whether Wink wanted him there or not, I don't know. But Earl wanted to be there.
Yeah.
So that's
why we got the 160-pound free safety filling and hitting Derrick Henry.
Man, I'm doing what I want to do out here. That's a wild season. And they went 14-2, despite they went 14-2, as wild as it was. And it didn't start off, all that pretty. Remember that Cleveland and that KC game was KC. KC and then Cleveland. I mean, they was getting like 400 or 500 put up on them, yardage total. It was brutal.
I mean, he bought himself some street cred because I think he slapped Brad Williams.
That was also reported. They said, they got into it. I heard he slapped him. So, I don't know if that's true or not. Again, that's another one of the reports that was out there. So, see, whoever's on the live stream at this point, this is what we do on the regular. If you've not tapped into the show all season, this is what we do, right? We get the football part out of the way. We take care of business first, right? Got to get your business, like Samuel Jackson said in Foxy Brown. You need to take care of your business during the day so you can do what you want to do at night. We take care of our business first. Then we like a little fun, at the end. But that's usually also the sign that we need to wrap it up because we start having a good time. It can go into some weird directions.
Yes.
So, hey, thanks everybody for tapping into the live stream. Of course, this will be available to run back. You'll be able to watch this later if you weren't able to kind of get into the live screen. And I know I don't do a good job at promoting these. So people, right, like if we had known it was going to be a live stream, we probably would have got in there.
If you got some spare time out there, you want to be the marketer, by all means.
Hey, we can't pay you, but you're doing it for the love. You're doing it for the love of the game. But yeah, if you are into marketing and promoting, and you want to help some brothers out, we will take all help that's being offered. So.
Eventually, we'll buy dinner.
Yeah. Well, I said we can't give you a salary, is what I meant to say. But we look out for you. We look out for you. So, because that's how we roll. It's family. It's all family here. It's all love. So, yeah, we'll take that if anybody is willing to help out in that way. But even if we're not able to do that, I'll try to do a better job of kind of getting some information about these out. But like I said, you'll be able to watch it back, so that's cool too. But until next time, I guess next Thursday we'll try to come back at you next Thursday, and we'll try to look at some other linebackers. We kind of shared a list today, so we had about 15 guys that we could kind of bounce around, and whether we do all 15 or not, I don't know. Who knows? You never know what's going to happen in life, but we'll keep looking through these things. And I know you said you wanted to maybe dig into the Mike McDonald defense at Michigan at some point, just to look back at some of that, kind of get a feel for what we might see. So, we got a whole off season.
I would like to get a feel for his play calling because that's important. That's going to translate over.
Yeah, no, that's something that I've been learning more and more every year. Like you can have all of the designs and concepts that you want, but there is a real art to calling plays during games.
It's a very much a feel, and more you'll see with teams, and that's where the analytics kind of have reinforced that idea that some of us always had. And we're told, no, it's not a feel. You just got to look at just know what you're doing and call the plays. No, this is very much an organic flow these days. And I'm intrigued by how he goes about it.
You and me both. So, we got nothing but time out in front of us. So we're going, we're going to try to get to that sometime soon. So as usual, hey, check out like I said, the YouTube channel. We gotta get the Fire Zone YouTube channel out there so that people can check out. We've been streaming these on the Deep Cover channel, and this one I tagged your the Fire Zone Show Twitter account, so it'll be linked up there too. But yeah, we're gonna, if we haven't talked about that, there is going to be a Fire Zone Show YouTube channel, and it's a whole lifestyle brand. It's more than just football.
Yeah.
So I know you've got big things in the works with that. I'm still waiting on that green screen. I want to see that green screen action you got coming.
Hey, that could be happening at any moment now.
I mean, when you got a sunroof, all right, y'all. I'm gonna go. That's it. We're gonna end it right there. We'll talk to y'all. Y'all be good. Right?